What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to 2 Pixel Wide. So today we're actually going to be taking a look at this old Dell Inspiron. One of my friends actually just dropped it off, and I was thinking maybe I could get it running, maybe we could do something fun with it, but at very first I kind of wanted to just take a look at it and see what's going on with it. I actually have no idea if this thing runs, what it has inside, whatever. So we'll just take a look. So up front here, not much to look at here. Oh, this little thing looks like it's probably busted. If you can see this here, it looks like it's not quite sitting properly here. So already we sort of understand that this thing isn't in the best shape possible, but oh, well, it opens, so that's a plus. Looks like room for like a floppy drive size thing, but it's not full. Looks like we have a couple of USB 2 ports. We have headphone jack, microphone jack, so that's a lot of fun. Then here we have some buttons. I think you use these buttons to open these. Oh, the dust. Oh, it's terrible. Oh no. But inside here, if you can see past the dust, we actually have a DVD, a rewritable, a DVD multi-recorder, RW. So it's actually a half decent little DVD ROM drive. And up top here, we have another DVD ROM drive. So there's actually two DVD drives. There's a DVD ROM and a DVD RW drive. So if anything, we could probably take those and reuse them in something else, but that's kind of cool. And if we turn it around here, we have the other side. Ugh. Oh yeah, I'm getting dust everywhere here. And over around back, so we have a black power supply. I'm not sure if this is going to be the power supply that actually came in the computer when it shipped, but we'll take a look at that when we get inside. Now, if you can see this here, it says it's an Inspiron 545. I'll have to look that up later and see what this actually shipped with. Then if you look down here, we have a blocked off thing here. I wonder if I can just pull this off and, oh, it's a VGA port. I don't know why that would be blocked off, but you can see the dust is just caked on everything, even underneath this. So we have a blocked off VGA port. That's interesting. I'll just put that back on. Down here, we have a couple of USB 2, it looks like, ports. We have Ethernet, 2 more USB ports, and all of our audio stuff. Lots of audio here, so that's kind of neat. And then down here, we have a couple of empty slots. So if you watched my videos previous, my friend built himself a brand new Ryzen computer, and his graphics card was on back order or something. So he ended up actually, I believe, taking out the graphics card from this computer and putting it in that computer just as a temporary thing so he could get booted and ready to go. So this is actually missing its graphics card. So I imagine that's why this is blocked off, because it's actually supposed to have dedicated video. So they don't want, somebody who doesn't know any better using the internal graphics card that's built into the motherboard. They want them using the better graphics. So hopefully that means that we can actually still get usable graphics from the internal thing if we just pop this off and do that. So I'm gonna see if I can try to boot it using this VGA port. We'll see what happens there. And now that we're here on this side, why don't we just pop this off and see what's going on here. There's no screws or anything on it, so this should just pop right off. And let's see what we got. All right, so here we have the inside of it. I don't know what CPU is under this. It says it's a Intel Core. It's a Core something on the front. So maybe I'll pop that off and take a look at what that is. We have a 450 watt Naxxon power supply. I'm not entirely sure. I've never seen this brand before, but it really seems to me that it's something that Dell would not ship with on their own, so I'm pretty sure this has actually been added after the fact, aftermarket. And if we move down here, we have a pretty standard CPU cooler, lots of dust inside, a pretty basic motherboard here. The RAM slots are full. We have four if you can see it here, we actually have 4 sticks of RAM, so that seems pretty cool. But not a whole lot else going on here. Lots of whatever. This thing does have SATA, so that's a good start. We'll see how that works. So like we saw out front there, we actually do have the 2 drives, but this computer actually does not have a hard drive built in. So obviously somebody has taken out the hard drive. This computer hasn't been used in forever, so I'm sure they were just scavenging for parts at some point and took the hard drive out and used that. So I'm gonna have to produce my own hard drive to get this thing booted. So I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually going to get some compressed air and blow this out before I attempt to turn it on, because this is just a mess. Look at that. Look at that. Oh. Oh. Take a look now. Even just like 5 seconds of compressed air has already made this look so much better. Or, you know, if you have a computer at home, just get yourself some compressed air. You can buy it at any like electronic shop or whatever, and just dust your computer out every once in a while. It makes such a huge difference, and it's a good way to make sure that your components are going to stay good for as long as possible, because dust can be a really bad thing. But why don't we try to get at least a boot? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go find a hard drive. We're gonna have to install Windows on this. So because I don't have any hard drives with Windows pre-installed, but we're actually gonna try to get this to boot and see what happens at least. So this is just an old hard drive. I think I ended up pulling out of a PS3 or PS4 when I updated it. But for the purposes of just getting a boot, this should probably do. Hopefully it'll work. We'll see what happens. So the first thing I need to do is find where I can plug this all in. So looks like this is what the original hard drive was plugged into. So let's plug this in. Is it that way or this way? I guess it's probably, there we go. And for power, there's a lot of Molex. I guess that makes sense, you know, an old power supply is gonna have a lot of Molex. My problem is I need SATA power. Oh wait, found it. All right, so we have SATA power. So we're just gonna plug that in. So now we have ourselves a monitor. So we're gonna take this off there. We're gonna plug that into there. Whatever. Okay. And of course we need our keyboard and mouse. So plugged in here. I'm really excited to see if I get a post at all on this actually. So power to the computer, flip that on. We'll see what happens when we hit the power button for the first time here on this old Dell. We got beeps. Oh, look at this. That actually posted really quick. So what we're seeing here is it notices there's a hard drive. That's good. It's seeing the DVD-ROMs, so that's good. We're seeing that our DVD-ROMs are SATA powered, or like SATA based, which I kind of knew by looking at them, so that's cool. Yeah, so this is actually gonna run. So why don't we see if you can install Windows on this? Okay. Okay, so let's turn it back on. We might have to, oh, F2 for setup. All right. Okay, standard BIOS stuff. Boot device configuration. Let's see here, hard drive. First boot device. Let's try, oh. Removable must be USB, right? Removable, hard disk, etc., etc. All right. Yes. Do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Nice. All right, now, I'm assuming it's 64-bit. Nothing about this seems incredibly old. So let's try 64-bit. Let's see what happens. Oh my goodness, I think this is gonna work. I'm really excited about this actually. All right, so language to install. Does the mouse work? Mouse works. Language to install, time, currency format, keyboard input. All right, let's do this. Let's install. Is it gonna find this hard drive? That's another big fear of mine. I don't know how this this hard drive is gonna work. I don't have a product key. Don't worry about it, Windows. Don't worry about it, Windows. We're good. We're gonna do home. Custom install Windows only. All right. Total free space. Okay, so let's take this. New. Apply. Okay. Remember how this was actually covered? They didn't want you to use the internal graphics. They didn't actually disable the internal graphics. The internal graphics still work. I didn't have to change any settings or anything like that. Since we pulled out the graphics card, or since my friend pulled out the graphics card, it automatically went to the internal graphics and everything just works. The built-in CPU-based graphics work just fine. So I'm actually really interested to see what CPU we're running on this and what graphics we're running through this VGA port. Now, it's only VGA. We're not gonna get, we're not gonna get the greatest quality out of this, but at least it's something. Hi. Wow, that took forever. I forgot how long a Windows install takes on a really, really slow hard drive and potentially other slower hardware. Again, I really don't know what hardware we're running here. I'm in the dark. It says it's a Core. That's all I know for sure. It's a Core-based Intel processor. One of the things I really want to do, what I want to attempt to do with this computer, I know this video is going to be kind of boring when it comes to, ooh, look, I turned on a computer and it worked, haha! In the next part of this video, what I'd like to do is attempt to make this a Hackintosh. Just to see if I can do it. I don't know if this version of the Dell is compatible at all. I know there's going to be some issues with me trying to run in VGA. VGA internal graphics I don't think just works with that. I think I've had bad experiences with that in the past, so I might have to get a discrete card up and running in this machine again in order to make that work, but we'll just see. We'll play around with this. This isn't going to be the end of the Dell Saga, for sure. But the fact that it works is actually kind of cool. That means we can play around with it. We can do some stuff with it. Look at this. It's working. Obviously, the VGA can only go so far. Our graphics don't appear to be the greatest in the world here. What are we running at right now? 1024 by 768 running right now, but that's fine. So why don't we go? Everything actually seems pretty snappy, all things considered, so that's kind of cool. This is an Intel Core 2 Quad. Wait, this is a quad core? A Q8300 at 2.5 gigahertz. We have 8 gigs. Wow, those are 2 gig sticks we got in there. Ooh, doggies. With that out of the way, so the old Inspiron works. We have a crappy little thing. I'm gonna do some research and I'm gonna see if it's actually possible, and hopefully what we can do in the next video is make an attempt on Hackintoshing this thing and doing something really cool with it instead of just, you know, having Windows on it, which is just kind of boring. Right now it's just a Dell. It's just a Dell with Windows on it, but we're gonna make something cool. Anyway, peace out guys, have a good one. We'll talk to you next time or something. Bye.